Because my guest is already seated in the studio. We'll be looking at tackling insecurity and the hints by some state governors to establish forest guard. If you have been following discussions even on our platforms, you know that for some times now the state governors have been finding a way to end insecurity in their region. So many persons have said, why would you be running to the FCT or to the villa to see the president on issues happening in your state when you are supposed to be the first police in that state? But everybody keep coming to Abuja to see the presidency on their state's issues. But so many have said that it's not beyond them if they find solutions to local solutions to those local crime happening around them. And that's the reason why some of the governors feel, okay, fine, at this point, let's utilize our own local security apparatus. They are now looking at the forest guard and hunters. Before now, we have them. They've always been there working alongside with other security agencies, but they've not really been recognized in terms of their performance. But this morning, to look at that, I have in the studio our regular guest. He has always been here to look at issues of national security. He's a former military general and a political analyst. A very good morning to you, Garros Gululu.
Thank you very much for having me.
I know you've been here severally, and each time we talk about the state policing, you kicked against it, looking at it from the other side, that it might be hijacked by state governors. But now they are coming up with another idea, the forest guard. Do you think it's an alternative to state policing, pending when the issue of state policing might either get enough or not be approved by the National Assembly?
Well, good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, viewers. I'm happy to be here. You see, that state police one, on the first time I say I don't want it because people they will use it against their opponent. That forest guard, we have a forest guard before who are designated, and they have the headquarters in, mostly they have even their school of forestry in Kaduna, and they have another in University of Ibadan, UI. I'm talking of 80s when we are just coming out as a young officer from the military. You will see them with their uniform going from place to place with their vehicle. For all you will see their vehicle moving from place to place. If you caught anything tree or you kill anything animal there, they will arrest you. But along the line, maybe they don't pay them, they leave. But if the governors want to make a forest guard, those forest guards, are they going to be paid by federal government or are they going to pay by state? Because most of those governors, they are only running to come to Abuja to collect a security vote and use it for themselves and their family. Almost all of them, they collect security vote. Where is that security vote? How do they use the money? A little time they will come back to Abuja again. During president, they will release another money for them. What are they doing with those security votes? Unless we stop releasing that security vote, raise the revenue in your state, fine. Then the federal government, that money they want to use. We have a ranger that we have trained before from the civil defense, and also they are there in police. Because this thing is, they call it IS in the military. Internal security is a police job. It's totally a police job. But while police cannot contain it, that's where military come inside. Because, okay, those people who are in the forest guard, most of them, they are using AA, not even AK-47.
The forest guard?
No, the bandits.
The bandits, okay.
Yes, they are using AA. You are not talking about 18 mortar or 14 RPG hit. They are using AA. Can you carry AK and be somebody using AA? It's not possible.
But do you see...
And they are using computer.
Do you think if we have this forest guard at this time, now you talked about in the 80s where they were always there in the forest to arrest those who are deforesting the area, maybe cutting down trees and games like killing animals that they are not supposed to. But now we're having a conventional war where bandits have taken over the forest. Would that be the same operation with what we used to have?
It can be. That time those bandits, they don't have anything. And they don't even kidnap some people. That time they don't kidnap. They only rob you, collect what you have there. If you don't have money, they beat you. Some like other time of Borno State area, that time in Yobe, they will write no money with resolvability. Along Bini or Express Road, okay, to cover those areas where we serve, you only see they draw somebody. If you don't have money, they slap him, they leave him. They don't kidnap that time. But this kidnapping system that it happens now, look at, they kidnap students in Delta, they kidnap students in Zamfara, they kidnap students in Kaduna. That is just this week. And just last week, mind you, those children that just come back from Kuriga primary school. So how do we put this in order first? This will, unless if you eliminate them totally from that forest before forest guard can be able to even have a chance there. Without that, no way.
So who is going to do that? Because we've seen, like you said, it's an internal security.
Yeah,
we've seen the police have not been able to achieve that. The military are still trying their effort, but who is going to do this? Don't you think the forest guards or the hunters who are used to this forest,
the forest
well armed, they can assist in that area?
Yes, the forest guard can be able to do it, but you see, some of these governors, if they come in the system, they leave what the people vote them, they go for another problem. For instance, now, there's a market in Zamfara market. A full animal can never go to that market. There's a market again, the same thing in Katsina. A full animal can never go to that market. And he was born and brought up in that area. How do you expect that thing will be? No matter how we come this in, unless everybody is taken as a state, as you are from that state. Look, like now when you say Boko Haram, most of those Boko Haram, they are all Kanuri. Most of you say all Kanuri are Boko Haram. Okay, this one whom they kidnap in Delta, carry them again. Are they Fulanis again? Are they bandits Fulanis? No. Nowhere, all society, they have a criminal, they have the good one and they have the bad one. So by the time you compile all, say all these people, they are all bad. Anywhere you see them, you kill them. There will be no peace. Because okay, look at what, if they ask you, say Hamas will attack Israel and kill those people, will you believe it? Because it has been long. They are just killing them, and look at the wall, and somewhere they are killing them because there's a cheating there. Unless if you, okay, look at the governor. Governor of Zamfara said he blocked his border from Katsina, Sokoto, from Sisakulok to 8. Somebody is traveling in the night, you block him, and that night is not, they are not operating in the night, mostly they operate in daytime. Is he a security system? And he tells us if you come as a governor that time, within 3 weeks, you will clear the disease. Did you clear them? No. This is what they are telling us. They are not telling the federal government the truth. They should allow the security to claim that forest first before putting anything. Anything you give them in money, they will collect money. Say they will clear the forest. They will use that money against 2027 election.
Why do we wait for the military or whoever should clear the forest before we engage the service of the forest guards or hunters? What kind of training do you think these people need in this conventional time where we are battling with banditry?
They're supposed to train people. They have a rangers training.
Okay.
They are there in civil defense. Calculate their number. How many of them?
There are over 20,000.
Then you can train them again, retrain them. Then how can they control that area on the forest? How? How do they control it? And then you give them a directive that not like what they are doing in Zamfara. If they just catch somebody, they kill you for nothing. Without even that is jungle justice. Take the person, arrest him, hand over him to police, because you are not a police to prosecute. Even military, they are not police, they don't prosecute. Hand over to police, let them do their proper investigation. Prosecute him, court is the one that will clear him. Order, sentence to death, sentence to life imprisonment, to 5 years, 6 months. That is a court's duty, it's not your duty. If they find him not guilty, be charged and acquitted. But you cannot arrest Mr. F simply because in another tribe you kill him today, tomorrow you arrest another person, you kill him, then that person you kill his brother, you kill his father, then you have a peace. There will be no peace there.
All right, I quite understand where you're coming from, but we just have to be very patriotic about this, because it's affecting the entire terrain of the country, not just particular tribes or region. But if you look at what the state governors are trying to propose, probably they're saying the issue of state policing might take a long time. From the last NEC meeting they had, it was about 16 states brought in their proposal that they are ready for the state policing, and they're still waiting for more states, like 20 states, to send in their proposal. But what could be the delay if others have that?
When a governor cannot pay a salary and you want to create state police, he cannot pay salary in the state. How many governors leave the position with the credit of the state? How do you expect they should pay the police? How? If they create state police, who will pay them? You recruit him as a state police, and you will get a DPO in the whole local government. How many DPO do you get? You will get federal DPO and state DPO. You will get federal commissioner and state commissioner. It's not possible. People are just making this into where look, These are politicians, they use a brain, like if you don't have a common sense. Before they come that position, they will tell you all they can do this, they can do this. When they come there, they will confuse. What they promise is what they can tell you in television is different than what they are performing in the state. Unless if you will come back, tell us, look, most of the Nigerian we have is only Muslim and Christian we have. You see them swearing, nobody is swearing with devil. You swear with Quran or Bible on the coming as a governorship. You swear with those God word, and then you come there, you cannot perform. You think that God will leave you. You cannot. That's why when they will lift the government house, in 2 days, if you see them, they will be going for hospital treatment. Why me and you as a poor man, we don't go anywhere. For 1 year, me, I not even take Panadol. You will see them going to hospital from US, Indonesia, UAE, some other US, Canada, they are going for hospital. You still there. They are using the money. The more the money finish, they will come paralyzed. You can't see them again. You will be seeing with one leg going like this. Because it is the flow of those people.
So now we are looking for solutions. What are the new solutions we should bring into this fight against
this money they are going to give them for forex? The federal government should train more people. I believe on that one. Train the civil defense and the police. Train them more. Release that money fund for them. Make sure the money go to them, because some of them, if you release the fund will not go to them. When they release the money, the fund end up with their organs. The phone end up with, they only sign paper and collect money. When you come there, they say mora. They give you 1,000. No mora there. Make sure the money goes to those people whom they support to go to. Acquit them, pay them better salary. You are paying somebody 50,000 and you want him to go die for forest. You are paying him 30,000, 40,000. You want the constable to go there and the people doing the job, and you are paying private soldier 50,000. You are paying airman 50,000. You are paying Reti equivalent also 50,000, and you want them to go there inside bush. It's not possible. Put their salary to 200-300. You see whether they will perform the job or they will not perform the job. We are not ready where to go yet, because that money, even if they release it to the state government, they will keep that money for 2027. That they will not change it to dollar, keep it in their house.
Okay. I just have to move over to our next guest. We have the CAN Chairman, Kaduna State Chapter, joining us via Zoom. Is Reverend John Awab. Yes, there you have him. The Reverend is on Zoom. A very good morning to you, Reverend, if you can hear me.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm actually the former CAN Chairman. I just rotated off a week ago. So likely media is not aware of that. So I'm the former CAN Chairman, but I'm the Country Director of Global Peace Foundation, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
That's correction. And we're looking at insecurity. Thank God your form, a region has been badly hit of recent. And now the issue here is that how do we begin to get other sector or other kind of security approach to tackle banditry in the forests around, and not just Kaduna State for now, the entire federation. Our forests have been invaded by these bandits. The issue of having hunters and the forest guards to assist conventional police or conventional military in tackling insecurity. How do you see this proposal by state governors?
I'm an African, and there's an adage in our dialect that says you don't know the stick that can kill the witch. In other words, you are at liberty to try so many ways, as long as one of them can give you result. In Nigeria today, we've been trying to do that by making efforts in trying many things. In the southwest Nigeria, we have the Omotekun. I believe it's just another idea to see how we can augment or complement the effort of our security agencies. Recently, Zamfara state government established what she called a community guard. And then you have that in many other states. In Kaduna State, we have what we call the CADVIS. That's Kaduna State Vigilante. And in the Northeast, we knew very well the efforts and the contribution of the Joint Civilian Task Force. So all these titles or names that are given are just our own effort to contribute to tackling insecurity. The challenge here is one. The challenge is, it is not the name you give the organization. It is the work that they do. If we have the Nigerian police, how far have we helped the Nigerian police to tackle insecurity? How much effort have we put in helping the military to tackle insecurity? So when we bring in another, forest guard, what kind of thing? Are we not just naming another group that we will just use them for efforts that are not positive to addressing the challenge that is before us? But if it is going to help us, why don't we give a trial? My concern is the attitude of those in leadership. They are not honest. I'll say this. You see, the Nigerian police can tackle this challenge we are facing, but they have so many problems. Apart from problems of lack of good payment, lack of motivation, there is also a problem of poor deployment. I have said this severally. How can you tell me that the Nigerian police are the ones providing police for banks, which ordinary banks supposed to recruit their police, send them to police college, or recruit their security, send them to police college, train on how to secure bank, and then they can order firearms that are licensed, but they are only going to use it within the bank premises. If we do that, that will reduce unemployment. That will also bring in expertise in the way banks are secured. But let me give you an example. If today in Kaduna State we have 200 branch of banks, that means we have 400 police who are guarding these 200 branches of banks for no just reason. They are not contributing to our economy than just helping the bank. The banks give the money for their guarding the bank to their bosses, and that's all. The bosses also transfer some to the headquarters in Abuja for posting them to be commissioners around here or wherever they have been called to serve. So that is not a way to handle insecurity. Look at some of our VIPs, the number of security men that are surrounding them. What for? That's why so many young men, even if they are recruited into Nigerian police or they join the SSS, the first thing they are interested in is post me to government house, post me to senator, post me to federal representative, post me to deputy governor. Can we secure ourselves by that kind of thinking? So we have a lot to do. It's not just establishing a forest guard. The way and manner we handle insecurity, the way and manner we deploy the existing security, it's not good enough. So when we have forest guard, it's just another way of getting money, siphoning money. After all, today in Nigeria, one of the fastest and easiest way to siphon public fund is to hide under insecurity and call it security vote.
Civilian task force in the northeast during the heat of the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast. But if you look at the present kind of war we're fighting, if I have to use that word, the banditry, these persons are sometimes referred as guerrillas, come out, hit, and then they go back. And these are terrains that are well known by locals. For instance, the hunters who go to these forests often to fight. But I feel if we'll be able to give them the required training, just like you said earlier, they can't contribute to tackling the security. But the other area is that the sincerity in the part of those who would be putting them on board. Do you think there is sincerity in this approach that government has been putting, even with the conventional security agencies who have so far? Because it has taken too long. We've had promises from different quarters. Before now, the general here in the studio said, we had governors come on board and promise 3 months to tackle insecurity. That has not been achieved by any of the governors, especially those whose states have been taken over by these bandits. Do you see sincerity inside of not just government at the federal level, but at the state level in tackling these issues?
Well, in my earlier submission, I actually queried the sincerity of government, the sincerity of those in power, the sincerity of the security agencies, the sincerity of those who have been appointed to man these different organizations that we're talking about. But not having said that, I still believe that there are honest, faithful Nigerians who are worried, who are disturbed, who want to see things change and change for good. I wish government will remove politics into the appointment, will remove politics in the establishment, and do it honestly and genuinely to address insecurity. These young men that are being recruited also are worried because their siblings, their parents, their people at home are not having peace. So they want a stop to this. So, but they need a proper training. They need to know what to do. But let me say there's one group that we really not also go back to use. We have, as you say, one of the guests there is a retired general, if I get you right. We have the old military or security officers who have served. They have wonderful experience. They have good knowledge that they can contribute to tackling this insurgency, whether they are approaching us with guerrilla style. These people are who are in the military now. I'm not saying they don't know what to do. They know what to do, but they lack certain basic experience. So injecting those people, they may not really carry guns to go, but they will now give them the technical idea, the what to do and what not to do. So the government doesn't like that. I think what is there simply is, how do we get money out of this? If there is one issue in Kaduna today or one issue in Nigeria today, more than 6 different security agencies are given different budget to handle the same issue. No synergy. There's no coming together to address it. So everybody wants his budget to be approved. Oh, there is a banditry in FCT. SSS want to handle it. Police want to handle it. Civil defense want to handle it. Soldiers want to handle it. So everybody is coming with budget. There is no sitting together to find, oh, what did you find SSS? Can you give us your security report about this? Oh, police, how do we go about this? Oh, civil defense, how? So that they will work together. Within a short time, they can dislodge these people. But the idea has always been about money. And that's why for the past 8 years or 12 years, we've just been talking around one story. Oh, banditry on Kaduna Way. Oh, banditry in Kaduna Forest. But we've not done anything because everybody comes to make money out of it and leave us to continue to suffer in the hands of bandits. So I question the sincerity. But let me also say that there are people who are honest. At the moment, there are a few of the governors that from my dealings with them, I can see they are making effort, but the damage has since been done. The damage is beyond what they can just, in a twinkle of an eye, correct it. So it will take another long process to do it. But how long will that be? I think Nigerian government needs to come out and show that we own this land. We have taken on oath to defend and protect the lives and properties of citizens, and will not allow some few elements or criminal elements to torment our citizens. We must be taking the fight to these people, not allowing them to attack before we start pursuing them.
All right, Reverend, I'll just put you on hold there. We'll go on a quick commercial break. I will return. I will continue with the discussions.
To clear your eyes, where you need to have the break time. Kivo Creamer, not tea, up on Garita. Kivo Creamer.
All right, it's still the program this morning on ITV. Well, General, you had the Reverend there, the former CAN chairman of Kaduna State, talking about ex-servicemen, those who have retired from service, coming to assist. Probably not carrying arms, but they should be able to come in with their technical advices to see how we can handle this issue. You fall in that category. Don't you think it is high time some of you have to come back and say, look, this thing is not being done the way it should be done, and then we'll find a solution to it?
It is when they ask you a solution before you could be able to bring solution. When you have not asked, what do you have to design and what will you be on this area, you don't have anything to say. The one they ask you advice, already the Reverend have already put it very clear. Before we get this in order and then put it in one side, it is when we remove our mind from what I will achieve while I'm a chief of staff, while I'm a chief of naval staff, while I'm a IG, while I'm director of SSS. Look, unless you remove this thing, you put Nigeria first. But now, even in commander, if you put any CO, he's preparing how he can make house in Abuja, how he can make house in Kaduna. Why during our own time, it is only one house you will get. Maybe if you are lucky with outer plane, so many country going Ecomoc, coming back, and you may not even have a block. But for now, it is not possible. All those young officers, they want to ride the better vehicle, build a house for their wife, make everything for their children, and then the governor also the same thing. Unless if you come back say, no, Nigeria first. What to defend this country and protect them is what it is. I sell my life and I swear with the Bible or Quran to do it. But how many people can do it now? Look, those people, they don't have morale. You are paying constable of police 40,000. You are paying a private soldier 50,000, and they are the people who are making this job. And you expect result. Which result? How do you get the result? How? They they call that DTA. And even their DTA will stay for some time, for 2 months, they don't even pay them. While the money has released from the federal government, who owns the money? And where is the money? And then the ammunition, you give them 2 magazines or 3 magazines. Those people are using like the whole belt of GPMG. How can they stand with them?
But we've seen several military defense doing their budget defense in the National Assembly, where the National Assembly will claim that so much has been given to the military. And then why we having this issue of not well funded.
There's a difference between budget and then releasing the money to the people who will do the job. You can defend the job, the budget for yourself and your family. How many of them happen after they finish the job? Most of them, they have the best farm in Nigeria. What are you before you go there? How do you get that money to get that farm? How? How does your farm become the best in Africa? While before you become chief of army staff, chief of naval staff, OIG, you don't have that farm. How do you get money to get that farm? Look, unless if you come back, tell us the reality. Before you go, what are you? And then when you are coming out, how do you make that thing? If you cannot check that thing, somebody will just go use private soldiers' money or other rank money, make something for himself and his family. When he come out and he is telling story, says defending budget for himself and his family. Not for you. Unless federal government, they should put committee. That money does he get to the people? Put any other constable in police. Let him be having at least 200 as he pass out from training school. Depot, if you pass out from depot, Nigeria, or Air Force or Navy, let you be getting 200 or 250. DSS the same thing.
Is that the solution?
That's the solution, because they're not paying them. You're paying somebody 40,000 and you want him to die. What will take? See, the family they killed on that Delta now, what is their result? How do they pay them? How much is the family given?
The government has given.
They give them in order.
Benefits.
They say they will give them a house. They will give them this. Where is the
scholarship to university?
Where is the scholarship? We don't see this entire one where in Liberia they kill many people. Say they give them scholarship. They give them this. To today the children cannot. Most of them will have to contribute if it's your cosmate or something you have. All those ones we don't tire with hearing it. Where is the house? Where is the house located to? Whom do they give it to? Who is the nurse of king?
Well, maybe we should trust this present administration and see
what
he said in the next 90 days. Well, let me go back to the Reverend if he's still there with us. Reverend, I want to take you on public, or let me take you on the civilian-military relationship. I know the area of intelligence gathering has always been a concern in tackling insecurity. Do you think the people, I keep bringing out the issue of trust because I know so many persons may not like this. Most times when you pass information, people tell you that they cannot give information because they don't know who will turn around and point at them that this is the person who provided such information. Looking at the relationship between the publics and the security agents in tackling security, do you think there is that trust among the people to actually assist with information? Because we know that these crimes are local and the people who perpetrate this crime live, like they say, live within the community where they perpetrate this crime. Is there any trust between the security agencies and the people in terms of intelligence gathering?
Yeah, there's supposed to be trust, and there must be trust if we want to achieve success. So the Nigerian security agencies, the government in power, must deliberately build bridges of relationship and win people's confidence and win people's trust. When the people trust government, when the people trust the security agencies, that's when they see something, they will say something. There is lack of trust. So what people do today is people don't even believe in the security agencies or believe in government. And that's why instead of telling them the truth, everybody is running away, is shying away, is keeping things to himself. But I must say that for the general public, if we are doing that, we have not helped the situation. We need to trust our leaders. We need to trust the security agencies. There may be bad eggs, and that is natural in every profession, whether it is pastoral work where I work, whether it is in the bank, anywhere, among architects, among doctors, we have bad people. But because there are bad people, do not show that everybody is bad. There should be one that you will trust. There should be one that you will believe in. There should be one that you have confidence and share with him. So people must begin to develop that trust. But I want to urge security agencies and government to win the trust. Let them prove to people that, look, trust us, believe in us, tell us, and things will work. When people keep distrusting government and seeing government with suspicion, then we can't get the result we are getting. After all, people see what government do not see. People know what government do not know. People hear what government do not hear.
Where we may not be able to continue with the Reverend from Kaduna State, the former CAN chairman, Kaduna chapter, Reverend John Harp. Thank you so much for joining us via Zoom. But General, I think this is where we'll draw the curtain from our Abuja end on this very discussion. But any last word to our
my last word, what the Reverend said is a good one. We have a Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, and we have them even in the Air Force, in Navy, they call them INT, intelligence specialists. They train on only intelligence gathering to release it to the military before they go any operation, and tell them the type of weapon those people are using before they go for any operation. And they're still working. Let them equip them with technology where they can communicate from here and know what is happening inside before they release it in log, write it as a signal and send it to the various units.
All right, thank you so much, Yaras Gululu, former military general. Thanks so much for being on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, I'll move over now to Benin, where Wilson is standing to take over the discussions from that end. Wilson.
All right, thanks a lot, Dominic. I really learned one or two things from that wonderful discussion, but so many questions like popping up.